This is TWiT.
So yesterday we told you about that massive breach last week at Sony Pictures Entertainment, right? The FBI has since warned U.S. businesses that hackers have used malicious software to launch a destructive cyber attack in the United States, and the agency appears to be describing the same one that affected Sony. Attacks like this have been launched in the past in Asia and parts of the Middle East, but none have been reported in the United States, that is, until now. The FBI report didn't say how many companies had been victims of destructive attacks, but it did explain how the malware overrides all data on hard drives of computers, including the master boot record, which prevents them from booting up. It's pretty time-consuming and costly to repair a bunch of hard disks. The FBI says it's investigating the attack with help from the Department of Homeland Security, while Sony has hired FireEye's Mandiant Incident Response Team to help clean up after the attack, which also points to the severity of the breach, if you're getting these guys to come in. Now, as for the rumor that the attack might have come from North Korea, perhaps in retaliation for Sony's upcoming movie that features leader Kim Jong-un in an unflattering light, the technical section of the FBI report said that some of the software used by the hackers had been compiled in Korean, but it did not make any specific connection to North Korea, publicly anyway. Apple is finally set to go to trial in the third major antitrust lawsuit that will feature the late Steve Jobs' emails as an important role in the outcome. The latest case is set to begin on Tuesday in Oakland, California, a class action involving older iPods, which only played songs sold in the iTunes store or those downloaded from CDs, not music from competing stores. Remember that era? The plaintiffs are consumers who say that Apple violated antitrust law because to keep their music, people had to also keep iPods rather than cheaper alternative music players. Apple has since discontinued this practice. Based at least partly on emails coming from Jobs, Bonnie Sweeney, who's the lead plaintiff's lawyer, says, quote, "We will present evidence that Apple took action to block its competitors and in the process harmed competition and harmed consumers." Another case set to go to trial in April and also featuring emails coming from Steve Jobs centers around a class action against Apple and other tech companies that were allegedly conspiring to keep wages down by agreeing not to recruit one another's workers. That was back in 2010. There's another one. Also in 2012, the Justice Department accused Apple and 5 other publishers of colluding to raise ebook prices. In that trial, government lawyers showed an excerpt from Mr. Jobs' authorized biography in which he said he wanted publishers, not retailers, to set the price of titles. Earlier this year, Snapchat unveiled Geo Filters, which is a feature that let users add image filters so that they would only show up if a recipient was in a particular location. Now, you might not even be familiar with this even if you use Snapchat, because up until now, the feature was only available to developers. Today, though, it opens up to anyone with a Snapchat account. A user chooses the area that they want their image to show up. Then they upload what image they want to display using the new community site. Now, Snapchat does note that all images must be original artwork and all have to be approved by the Snapchat team.